Hi, Stuart. I have a question. It's Irene.
So,
Um, so could you explain the significance of practicing with a picture, say a Rudy or Nityananda, versus meditating with one's eyes closed?
yes, well, look, there's a reason why we practice open eye meditation. And the reason for it is very simple. Um, Understand, we live in a world where we're constantly being distracted by everything that goes on around us. We're constantly being drawn out of ourselves into this objective world, which is like an illusion. It's Maya. It's just very transient world. And we do open eye meditation because frankly, we have to live in that world and we have to be able to see that world consciously. And when your mind is focused below the navel and you're working on developing the chakra system and your eyes are open and connected to the objective world, it means you're centered and you are living your life. And this is really an important element because I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, I've done closed eye meditation. It never really worked for me. And I always found I was kind of cutting myself off from life. And when I began to sit with Rudy and I began to, see how powerful this energy was and how I could connect with the external world and at the same time stay centered in myself and draw that energy, you know, and sitting with a picture, you're not going to get the same energy, but it'll give you a place to focus your attention, while you're doing your inner work. So you'll be able to be internalized and also focused on the objective world. So you're here and there at the same time. And it shouldn't just be a picture, it should be, literally, a teacher sitting in a state of meditation. And if you truly open inside, you will tune into that state that teacher is sitting in. It could be Rudy, it could be Nityananda, myself, it could be, I mean, the Buddha, Christ. I mean, I used to have a big statue of the Buddha in my apartment years ago. And I would sit and meditate with that statue. And it really taught me how to stay focused inside instead of getting all involved in the aesthetics of the statue. So it's important to keep your eyes open. As I say, you're not going to get the same amount of energy from a picture that you do in one of these classes. But when you sit and keep your eyes open and focused on that teacher, and you're also focused inside yourself, and your mind is centered in the hara, in the sense you're in the world. And when you're in the world, consciously, you're working out your karma. And you're also centered below the navel, the heart is open, the mind is quiet. So that whether you're sitting in a class like this or you're sitting at home by yourself meditating, it's good to keep your eyes open. I mean, if your eyes get tired, they start to burn, you close them, for a minute, for 30 seconds to just relax, and then you open them again. And that'll keep you, as I've said 12 times already, centered in the chakra below the navel and connected with the world. Very often, when people meditate with their eyes closed, you find that in a lot of Hindu temples and Buddhist temples. And I mean, they're cutting life out, you understand? And we live here, we live in the world. We're born into this world of Maya, and we're born into this world of Maya to learn how to deal with it consciously, to transform the illusion into something that helps us get closer to God. And that can be done but we have to know what the illusion is. We have to see it. And we have to be able to learn to live with it and open to allow ourselves to learn how to transform the illusion into a spiritual life. And that takes place as we develop the chakra system. And it also takes place because we are connected to life while we meditate. And another, like in these classes, the way the energy is transmitted, the Shakti is transmitted through the eyes. And the class is going to be much, much stronger if you keep your eyes open, and just allow that Shakti to come inside you. So I always tell, you can look into somebody's eyes, you can see the deepest part of their being. You can tell 10 years into their future by just what goes on in their eyes. And, and the eyes are like it goes right into the soul, it goes right into the deepest part of a human being. And when you sit and meditate this way, the Shakti flows through the teacher and will go inside your chakra system through the eyes. So when you work at home, use a picture. You can use a picture of Rudy, myself, I don't know, any teacher that is sitting in some state of meditation. Just so that you'll be able to keep yourself focused and also connected to the world.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question? For some reason, I've spoken about this the last couple of days, but for some reason, I'm getting emails from people that they're not getting the invitation to this class. They're not getting the link to the class. Uh, I have 80 people on my mailing list, maybe more on my mailing list. And I go through this website that, MailChimp, that sends out these mass emails. Sometimes the emails will go into a person's spam. And if you don't get it, just get in touch with me, but don't wait 10 minutes before class. I send the email out like 8 o'clock in the morning, my time, 8:15 is the latest. And, you don't have to get it at 8:15, but get it 3, 4 hours before. And if you don't get it in your spam box, in your inbox, send me an email. I'll send you a direct uh, invitation to the class. But a lot of people wait 2 minutes before the meditation, and then they send me an email. I didn't get the link. There's nothing I can do. You understand? Because I'm on the class with everybody now, and so check a little bit earlier whether this comes or it doesn't come. And if it doesn't come and it's not in your spam box, send me an email. And then I think I figured out a way that if you're not getting it, I can get you reinstated on on that mailing list. I don't want people to miss class. Look, I suspect that this class is important in the lives of everyone that comes here. Otherwise, why would you be here? I can't imagine coming to this if it doesn't have certain significance in your life and certain importance in your life. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, there are no more questions. Okay, thank you. As I always end, God bless you all. Thank you. Your presence here really makes me work very deep on myself. And I have a total responsibility to you, as I said this afternoon in the meditation. You know, there are two things I have to do. I've come to the place in my life where there are two things I have to do. I have to be a servant to God, and I have to be a servant to people that want a spiritual life. And everyone that's in this class represents, you know, person and people that are truly deeply interested in a spiritual life. At least I think you're here for that purpose, you know? And so it enables me to fulfill one of the greatest teachings I got from Rudy, you know, where this teacher was sitting there talking about the guru is God and the guru is God. And if you worship, blah, 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 I've said it a million times. And Rudy said to me, you know, God is God. The best the guru can be is the servant of God and the servant of his students. When he whispered that in my ear, it changed something so deeply in me. And it made me realize the essence of what it means to be a person who, you know, is in service to a higher force of energy in the universe, and how essential it is to never think for a second that I'm doing it, you know, that I'm in control of anything, it's just a higher force of energy that is using me in order to nurture everyone that comes here. So God bless you all and thank you. And, you know, and there'll be a class on tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Stuart. Blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You, Stuart.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.